Good morning, wonderful, wonderful Sheer Sisters. How are we this morning? Tell me that, please. I hope you've had the most gorgeous weekend. I hope you've had lots of rest, and I hope you have prepared your groups for what is about to happen. I'm just going to grab my laptop and get that set up as well. If you are here, please let me know that you are here so that I know that I'm not talking to myself and so that I know that I can see some comments, because that's the key issue that I'm struggling with at the moment. But Facebook is a thing. I have purposefully popped on with a jumbled face, let's be honest, because I want you to see the impact of Shadowsense. I want you to see how phenomenal Shadowsense done well can be. And I'm not saying that it's phenomenal as of beautiful. I'm saying it's phenomenal as in, look at the difference in the shape of my eyes. And that's what we're going to be talking about a little bit today. Now, as I said to you, you are getting a challenge a day. So if you are here, let me know that you're up for the challenge with, I don't know, what should we drop? Something, a fighting emoji. With a fighting emoji in the chat, please. Drop that. So I'm hoping that you've primed your groups. I'm hoping that you've prepared yourself mentally. I'm hoping that you are excited and that you are ready, because today is the first day of your challenge. You are going to get 5 of those challenges, Monday to Friday, and every single day I'm going to give you a task to go and do. I'm also going to give you some bonus tasks. And I decided this morning, I don't know, I can't see any comments, so bear with me. Let me just get comments up on my laptop. We are, oh, funny, classic. Good morning to the people who are joining me. Sorry for double everythinging now. Morning Jade, morning Nicola, morning Sophie. Yes, Sophie, that is a good emoji. She is ready for the challenge. So, here is my plan. Every day this week, if you screenshot your video that you have done in your customer group and you put it with the Simon Says post, there is a graphic that will go up after every live. If you screenshot it and you attach it to that, let me know that you're here if you're jumping on. Morning Dwee, Nicola is up for the challenge. If you post that, if you share that, then you will get, first of all, 1 entry into Janice's draw. Janice is offering you a Shadowsense colour of your choice. Banging. Who doesn't want free shadow? Which I personally would gift to my customers after hyping this thing in my customer group. But I'm going to go one step further. So I'm going to give you a double challenge. Not only could you win Shadowsense from Janice, but you can also get something from me. Now, the way that you can get something from me is by doing the challenges, posting like with Janice. You'll get a letter. If you get a letter from that, then you are going to get a whole, or I will explain this properly. Are you ready? You get letters. Letters will spell out words. If you get the whole phrase or the whole word before anyone else, you will get a prize from me. You get letters for doing Janice's thing, so for screenshotting what you're doing, but also for doing the bonus challenges. So keep your eyes peeled for bonus challenges as well. Basically, get as stuck in as you possibly can and you might win free things. That's where we're at. Morning Claire, how are you this morning? Okay, I'm going to be doing lots of this because I can't see comments here, but I can see comments here, so bear with me. If you are just jumping on, I have purposefully given you a weird face. I've got a shadow on this side. I haven't got anything at all on this side. And I want to talk to you today about why. Why is Shadowsense good? Why should you be selling Shadowsense, basically? What is it? What's in it? Why is it good? All of these things are things that I want to talk to you about today. So if you haven't met Shadowsense, where the hell have you been? But if you haven't met Shadowsense, it is a cream to powder eyeshadow. So it goes on as a cream. I mean, if you haven't done this with your customers, it goes on as a cream. I literally have Shadowsense from days ago. I've washed, it's still there. It goes on as a cream and it dries down as a powder that doesn't budge. So no matter what I do with my eye, it's not going to go anywhere at all, okay? So Shadowsense, smudge proof. It's also incredible for so many different reasons. It is incredible because it's anti-aging. It's incredible because it doesn't sit in your fine lines. It won't crease. It doesn't do the annoying things that shadows, like normal shadow palettes, do. It's incredible because you can apply it really easily. You can apply it in seconds. You can use it all over your face. There are so many good things about it, and I want you to be able to share those things with your customers. I truly believe that it's revolutionary. I truly believe that. But if you do something like this and you go, look, this is an eyeshadow, most people turn off because this is really bold and really dark. But we're going to be talking specifically about this colour here. Does anyone know what this colour here is? Let me know in the comments. What is this colour? It's in the old packaging, so that might help with something. What is this colour? That colour at the top. Tell me in the comments. So it's a creamed powder. It's a beautiful finish. It goes on smoothly. It blends beautifully, and you won't get any fallout. You won't get any of that creasing. You apply it, it sets. Before it sets, you probably want to blend it a little bit, and then that's it. Oh, you guys, it's not rustic brown. Rustic brown is actually less warm than this. Rustic brown is darker and a little bit less warm. This is garnet, and garnet is going to be the colour that we talk about all this week. So if you have garnet, in fact, if you have garnet, can you put your hands up just so I know who I'm talking to? If you don't have garnet, I want you to replace, every time I say garnet, I want you to replace garnet with rustic brown, denim, onyx. I'm trying to think of other colours that, I mean, if you've got colours like onyx glitter or burgundy, those kind of really deep tones. So if you have garnet, I want you to be talking about garnet every single time I talk about garnet this week, okay? If you don't have garnet, replace it with another deep, deep, deep tone, okay? Let me know in the comments. Hot chocolate would be a really good one, Jade. The issue that I have with colours like hot chocolate, like burgundy, like onyx glitter is that they've gone. So be careful with ones that you're talking about, because I want you to be able to sell them. That is the whole point. I want you to find a colour that we have in stock, that we don't have one of, that we have many of in stock. Garnet would be a good one. And then talk about it all week. Okay, and the reason we're doing this, I will come back to, sorry, this is going to be a long live. The reason we're doing this is because I want to show you the power of talking over and over and over about the same thing in loads of different ways. I also want to talk to you about the power of going live every single day and committing to that. And I would love to hear after these 5 days how you felt at the end, how your confidence had changed, if you're going to take it on further, etc. Because I genuinely believe that if you can do 5 days, if you can then extend it to 30, if you can then extend it to long term, you will be laughing in your business, because going live regularly, like really regularly, makes the world of difference. Okay, so I will be totally transparent and I will tell you that when you start with Shadowsense, it takes a moment. It takes a moment to get used to, because it's not a powder shadow. They aren't the same thing, okay? They are so far from the same thing, which means that if you're going to go through a journey, you need to guide your customers through that journey too. Because if you're not teaching them how to use something, and they get this brand new thing in the post, and they put it on, and they go, what the hell is that? That doesn't apply how I'm used to. They're going to put it down and never use it again, which is stupid, if we're being deadly honest. That isn't going to help you in the long run in your business, okay? If you're just popping on, can you please let me know if you have garnet in your collection or not? Hands up if you have garnet. Hands up. Okay, so just have that in the kind of back of your mind. If you're going through a journey with any product ever, be transparent about it. Explain what the journey is. Where have you come from? Why are you doing it? How is it working? How is it not working? There is no shame in being a beginner with your customers, because one, they'll see that you're human, you're more relatable, but two, they will actually be able to go through that journey with you. Does that make sense? So when I say to you, Shadowsense it's not innate. It takes, I mean, some people take to it perfectly, but many people many people take a moment to get used to it, and that is fine. So if you are somebody who says, I can't use it, I challenge you to do these 5 days, because I will have you using it, I promise. And I've kind of designed these 5 days on purpose to take you through the process that I would literally do with my customers. So just play the game. So Shadowsense, it's my most used, it's my favourite, it's the most versatile, it's my customer's favourite, it is the longest lasting ever. Garnet was literally in my first thing that I bought ever. The first shadow trio that I bought included Garnet. That's 3 and a bit years ago. I mean, should I still be using it? Very good question. Will I continue using it? Of course, because I'm obsessed. So it's your cream to powder. When you first take it, it's going to take a moment. You have to get used to it because it's not a powder shadow. And if you are used to a powder shadow, then it's a different thing. But it's a cream. Now, the good thing about it being a cream is that it's going to hydrate your eyelids, which is awesome. It's also, of course, got our Cineplex complex, and I want you to talk lots about this Cineplex complex because it literally speeds up your cellular turnover on your eyelid. Do you know what the effect of that is? The effect of that is that your eyelid will anti-age, which means that if you started to have hoods because your eyes are aging, Shadowsense actually works to reverse those signs. It tightens them a little bit, and it genuinely increases the amount of space that you have on your lid. Now, I honestly, morning Kaylee, hi Flowers, and Sophie has no Garnet. What can you replace it with, Sophie? Ladies who are just popping on, do you have Garnet? Let me know in the comments, please. If you have customers that have been using Shadowsense for a really long time religiously, ask them to find a photo of them at the beginning and them now. Because I did this with my customers a while ago. I do this intermittently with my customers, to be honest. And they showed me these photos and I'm like, wait a minute. Your eye has gone from like this much lid to this much lid. What? Neotite is another one to absolutely get those photos with because it's insane. Okay, cool. So that's the thing. It's really good for crepey makeup, as of people who struggle with crepiness. Because normally your shadow will crease if you have crepey eyes or fine lines or wrinkles on there. So it's really good for those. And it is eventually, once you get used to it, actually a much more forgiving way of doing your makeup. It's a much easier way of doing your makeup. You don't need a primer, so that's a good thing to, like, a good selling point. You don't need to have something to make it stick because it sticks on its own. It goes on as a cream. It dries down as a powder. If you aren't doing an awful lot of this in your video, let it dry first, but apply it live. Top tip, apply it live, because otherwise people are going to think you've done something weird to it. I mean, they'll still think you've done something weird to it. The amount of times that I'll sell a shadow to somebody and they'll be like, oh my god, it actually doesn't go anywhere. And I'm like, I know. I've spent the last 3 years telling you that it's not going to go anywhere. So that's the thing. I personally, with regards to the base, I personally like to start with Candlelight. I have really veiny eyelids. Can you see that? I don't know if it shows up in the video, but I have really veiny eyelids. Yeah, Sophie, that would work really well. Rustic brown is excellent. Really veiny eyelids. And so I use Candlelight as a base. I don't use it as a primer though. I use it as a base colour to neutralise my lid before I put any other colours on. So I'll just warn you that I do that. So if you're going to say don't use a primer, you then have to explain Candlelight if you do wear Candlelight. I really like it because you can apply it with your fingers, you can apply it with a brush, you can apply it with the applicator. I personally think it blends out better with a brush, and we're going to be talking about brushes, so don't stress too much, and how to apply it. It takes about 60 to 90 seconds to dry, so you have to be quite quick, which I think is where people go wrong. I think people try and take ages with it, and it dries down and then it doesn't move. And I totally get, like, you're investing, it's an investment. It's not super cheap. It's an investment. But I've got 3 years out of this, and it's not even at the point where I need to take the stopper out, because it's one of my favourites, but you use such a small amount, and it's super pigmented. So a really little bit goes a really long way. I literally did 2 dots for the whole of this corner, 2 teeny tiny little dots. And you can use it everywhere. You can literally use it all over your face. So if you're sensible about what shadows you're talking about, you can literally use it all over your face. It's great for people who sweat. I used to run and dance and it still wouldn't go anywhere. And I'd do like a half marathon and my entire face would still be there. Like, those moments are such good moments to... I mean, I know that we're all good at the smudge test, but like, shadows do the same. So it's really good for that. Okay, cool, good. I have anything else that I wanted to say. It's specifically formulated for your eye skin. Do you know this? This is something that I learnt a while back. And it's literally made on purpose for your eye skin, which is why it's so good for your eyes. And now the new ones have got Cineplex Complex Plus, so they've got all of the extra orchid flower stuff, which means that they're not going to turn your cells over in your 23%. They're going to turn them over in 35.7, which is mental. It's also got a load of kind of humectant things. It's got the anti-aging things, but it's also got antioxidants, so it protects your eyelids. It's got vitamin A, vitamin E. It's got the algae extract that specifically targets the hydration. It's got just all of the good things. And if you're not talking about the ingredients, if you're not talking about the reasons that we're different, because we are different to so many other brands, and it's really important not to slag off other ones, but to highlight why there are really good things in this stuff. I personally will always recommend a trio. We're going to talk tomorrow about how to apply a trio. Today, I just want you to basically rave about them. I want you to go live, and what I'd like you to do is swatch maybe some colours. They don't have to only be the dark one, but you do have to include your garnet or your garnet replacement. So swatch some colours and say, I don't know, if you're cool toned, you might really like this colour. If you're warm toned, you might really like this colour. And I want you to just spend some time talking about the benefits, talking about the differences, talking about the ingredients, talking about everything that you can find in your product knowledge guide, which has all the information in it, and anything else you can find. I go on Facebook all the time and I use the search bar and I'll type in Shadowsense or Shadowsense Senegence, and I'll just read through what people have said and I'll take notes. So if you don't know anything, which is fine, everybody starts there, go and research. There are a bazillion distributors in the UK and in America and across the world who have literally done that research, have literally talked about it repeatedly. So go and find out as much information as you possibly can. Tips that I want to tell you: they will dry out if you pump the tube in there lots, if you leave them open lots, if you don't close them properly. That's important things to think about. I'm just reading to make sure I haven't left anything that I didn't want to say. Yes, fine. Okay, good. I think I've actually covered anything. That's awesome. Mad. I'm normally really good at being scatty. So drop your questions if you have any questions. I'm just going to explain while everybody's still on here, finally, one last time, how the challenge is going to work. So every single day you are going to be set a task. Today's task is to go live. I want you to talk all about Shadowsense. I want you to talk about why, how, when. You don't need to apply it if you're scared to apply it. Tomorrow I will show you how to create a basic 3-tone eyeshadow. But today I want you to swatch them. I want you to talk about all of the ingredients, all of the USPs, all of the reasons that this is mental compared to anything else on the market. That is what I want you to do. To get your entries for today, screenshot that and post it on the post that says Simon Says. It'll have a little graphic. Post it there. If you do anything that I haven't talked about, I would love to know, so that if anyone else is trying to find out like extra inspiration, make sure that you post it so that people, I don't know, to help other people if you have any genius ideas. There is an extra prize going on. So if you post and do the extra challenge, which will be on that post, which is going to pop up in a minute, then you get letters, and those letters spell something. If you guess what they spell ahead of anyone else, you will win a prize from me. I think that is everything, but if you have any questions, drop me a message or comment on this post. I will come back and check. Good luck. Happy talking about Shadowsense. It is genuinely my favourite thing in the entire world, and I truly believe that it is the easiest thing to sell in the world if you are consistently talking about it. So let's go and start that mission. Go and consistently talk about it for your customers this morning or today at any point, and then come back with your screenshot and you'll get some prize. Happy? No questions? We're good. Okay, good. Good luck, and I will see you tomorrow morning really, really early.